What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. It took me a minute to get this shit started. Shout out to YouTube. They're doing a lot of like new functions, so it took me a minute to understand how to get the shit working. So there might have been a previous live that had went up for like 2 seconds and it's not up no more. In any regard, we got a little bit to talk about today. It was a short day today. I think it's about the rain or something. The wind is blowing. It might be rain. So I'm not going to bring my book out just yet. I'm just going to say a couple of things real quick so y'all could just kind of understand what's going on in court. So first, we had a whole hearing before the day started. Remember previously I told y'all that there was a detective or whatever the case is. They had to speak to the detective. So there was a whole entire hearing before the jury actually came into the courtroom. Basically, they had to ascertain the information that one of the somebody that they want to testify has, right? So I thought it was weird. I thought it was a little weird, just to be honest with you, because once again, it seems like, you know, the way our judicial system is supposed to be set up is you can't go to the end without going through all of the steps. So there's a reason why all of these steps needs to be used in the court of law, and that's to make sure that no one can sit in prison unless they're actually guilty. That's to make sure shit like the freaking the witch trials don't happen. Don't know, they were just burning bitches at the stake. So there's a reason for them to try to make sure that there's no Salem witch trials happening. So there's a specific way. That everything needs to be done. Just so we can be clear, there's a specific way that everything needs to be done in the court of law to make sure that this isn't the damn, witch trials, and we're just throwing people in trial because they've been accused of something and somebody might not like it. So I'm explaining this because two things happened. The first thing is this, it happened the other day, and we're going to talk about it. But there was a officer that gets on the stand, and this is in December. I believe it was December 1st of 2021. This is the year that Alpo was assassinated. He was killed. So Danny Parker gets arrested. He gets arrested on an unrelated charge having to do with he was double parked, and then there was something wrong with the car, with the license plate, or whatever the case is. So he was double parked. He ends up getting arrested. He ends up getting taken to the jail. But the interesting thing was this. This was the interesting thing. So apparently, just so we could be clear, he was taken to see the FIO of the building. I believe they're saying this was in the same place. He was taken to see the FIO. So when they first initially spoke about the FIO the other day, they didn't give a full breakdown of They didn't give a full breakdown of what the FIO is. So basically the FIO is the officer that's in charge of the confidential witnesses. You heard me. You heard me 100% perfectly correct. The FIO is an officer that is in charge of the confidential witnesses. So basically, any confidential witnesses that they deal with in that area, the FIO basically has direct communications with them up until the point of, if something happens, the FIO reaches out to these guys and says, hey, something happened over there. Can you give me any help with it? And as we all know, confidential informants are being paid for this information. So I'm not saying, bear with me, I am not saying that anybody is a confidential informant. I'm not saying anybody is a confidential informant or homeboy, Shakeem. I'm not saying his brother's a confidential informant. I'm not saying any of this. But what you do have to understand is, in the court of law, the DA has to show how they acquired whatever the evidence is. Whatever the evidence is, whatever this thing that they're deeming is proof of this crime being committed, the DA has to be able to supply this information. If they can't supply this information for whatever the reason is, that evidence is generally not allowed to be used in court. So why is this a big deal? They still haven't explained to us how they got Shakeem Parker as the killer. Now, I'm not saying he's not. I just want to be clear on this. But they still haven't explained to us how they got Shakeem Parker as the killer. Now, I'm not saying he's not. But they have to bring that evidence into court, show it to the jury, and allow for the jury to ascertain what they feel about this. Now, with all of these police officers allegedly, right, not being able to find their paperwork, or, we had another dude in court today. I'll bring on my book. It doesn't look like it's raining at the moment. But we had another dude in court today. I'm about to tell y'all what he was saying. And basically, he had an issue with not remembering anything. Now, this is what I'm trying to explain. I'm not saying that this man is innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. What I'm saying is that our judicial system has to work a certain way in order for everything to work. Oh, y'all want to know some dope shit that happened? Y'all want to know some dope shit that happened? So apparently, one of the other cases that we covered over here? So one of the court officers, shout out to her, one of the court cases that we covered previously, one of the court officers was actually a court officer in the court today for the trial and shit. Remember me and everything, even though I went over there and spoke to her. So believe me when I tell you, I got friends down here, fam. I got friends down here, fam. I got people who have seen us work before, know who we are, respect us for what we do. Gavi, you just make yourself look like a clown. I didn't even have to say that. I just walked up to her. She recognized me. She was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you." I was like, "Yeah, I remember you too." All right, so let's get to it. Also, the other issues are still up. The discovery violation that they had and the Brady violation that they had, those are still things. The court hasn't, they're still going over how they're going to take care of that. They haven't informed us yet on how they're going to take care of those particular matters. In any regard. So they had the first we had a hearing. The hearing was for Detective Carlos Magan, I think this is his name, M-A-G. And basically he investigated the case in October, November of 2021, obviously. He says 2 weeks ago, he's speaking to the prosecution. 2 weeks ago, they contacted him to review his notes. He took a couple of days to find the notes. And then they spoke with, he also says that he spoke with an alleged victim on the phone. So this is the individual that allegedly spoke to the woman, not victim, alleged witness on the phone. So this is the dude that allegedly spoke to the witness that was on the phone. Just want to be clear about this. Then they cross-examined them. They said, and this is what I mean by, like, we don't know what's gonna happen, right? We're not sure when this is gonna happen, right? Just so we can be clear. I just want to be clear about this. So in any regard, the cross-examine came. They said that they find notes. He said that he found his notes sometimes last week. He also said that he didn't turn any of these notes over to Detective Vasquez. That was the lead detective. He also didn't turn any of these notes over to the DA's office. They asked him if he had 7 pages of notes. And I find this pretty interesting because how would the defense team know how many pages of notes you have if you didn't turn these over to anybody? So there might be something going on there. The defense team might have some people working for them on the outside. I don't know, fam. In any regards, they asked him how many pages. Did he have 7 pages? Relevant pages. He said no, he had 6, just so we could be clear. Then the weirdos. I think the weirdos are trying to walk around to harass me, but I'm like right in front of the courthouse right now. So yeah, I don't want to be harassed. So I think I'm just gonna do this shit from here from now on. Anyway, the addresses. They said that basically he asked 7 pages of notes. Said that he only had 6. He said that these notes encompassed the addresses that he visited, the names that he spoke to. Apparently, they also took down some social. Apparently, they also took down some social security numbers of some people or some shit. And then on top of that, it has some data, some video data, and also some body cams. So that's all of the things that they took down. He says, and there was a description of a guy in yellow with a ponytail. That's what somebody had gave him, a description of a guy that had yellow on in a ponytail. He said that he doesn't recall what the description relates to, because in his notes it's like, yeah, it's a description of a guy in yellow with a ponytail. So the defense team was like, all right, so what does this description relate to? He was like, he don't know. Kind of shit. Fam, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to tell you. So you're a detective, and this is a murder case. It's very, very important, obviously. If somebody has already lost their life, being found guilty could be the entirety of another person's life. This is important. So he writes down something that is a blatant description of a person, but he doesn't write down the importance of the description, nor does he remember the importance of the description. I don't know what to tell you in any regard. He says he has no idea what the description pertains to. And then he says there were pages of detailed notes from he has a page and a half of detailed notes from eyewitnesses. He don't recall if he called or if the witness called him. So basically, he spoke to a witness on the phone. I believe they're talking about the anonymous witness, just so we can be clear. This guy spoke to her on the phone. He took down no information at all. No information at all that could possibly make it so that, let's say he needed to speak to her again, that he could speak to her again. He took down 0 information. Damn, I don't know what to tell y'all. This is what they say happens. I don't know how you feel about any of this. All of this sounds wild bananas to me. I'm just being honest with you. I would assume that we want our police officers taking down details. He's saying basically that he has 1.5 detailed notes from eyewitnesses, but he doesn't recall if he called the witness on the phone or if the witness called him. He says most likely he called the witness because the defense attorney was like, yo, how can the witness call you if the witness don't know who you are? And kind of like caught him up because basically it was like, so you don't know this person. It was like the witness was like, he was like, nah, I don't know the person, the detective. It's like, you don't know this person. You don't know where this person came from. You don't know nothing about this person. The detective was like, nah, I don't know nothing about this person over here. So then they couldn't have called you. So that means that the only way that you could have got in contact with them is if you called them. So he was trying to find out, the defense attorney was trying to find out how he got the information to call them. He had no way to tell them. He had no information at all. I don't know. This is however y'all feel about this, man. I'm just telling you. Good day. All right. I'm just telling you how this happened, fam. I don't have no information on any of this shit. I'm just telling you how this happened. So apparently he called this person having no nothing on nothing. He doesn't want to say whether he called her or not. He doesn't want to say whether they called him. It is what it is. He said he couldn't 100% say that he called her. He can't say anything on the matter. He doesn't know. He also said that there was no information taken on the witness at all, which is, I don't know. However you feel about that. What up, Show Nuff? He said, hey, bro, I'm back on the scene. Show Nuff is the Show Nuff. What up, Lyric? He says, would normally write down names of anonymous. Basically, normally when somebody comes in, calls in and leaves an anonymous tip, they write down some type of information. Because remember, let's not even talk about whether the police officer is going to ask them to testify or not. Imagine that you might need their information because they might be an anonymous witness. But let's say something happens to them. How do you know whether something happens to a witness? Let's say you need to speak to the witness again to clarify something, having zero to do with them making themselves unanonymous. Just you want to clarify some of the information which they gave you. How can you do that if you take down no nothing? You can't take down no nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So generally they take down some kind of information, but he said in this particular situation, he took down zero things. It's however you feel about it, fam. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, he says he doesn't remember what she said to make him think that she wanted to be anonymous. So also might I add that this particular anonymous witness, he doesn't even know why he thinks that the witness even wants to be anonymous in the first place. So apparently he can't remember the thing that the witness said as to why they would want to be anonymous. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. I'm just telling you what was said in court. So this anonymous witness, we don't even know if the person really wanted to be anonymous or not. Just so we know, all we know is that this individual, this police officer, took down the information, and after taking down whatever the information was, didn't take down any information to be able to identify the witness. But also said that the witness wants to be anonymous, even though they don't know what the witness could have possibly have said to make them think that the witness wanted to be anonymous. This is just a big snake eating itself at this point, so I'm going to move on. Said they would normally put the phone number on file, but didn't because the witness wanted to remain anonymous, while once again not confirming as to what would make them believe that the witness wanted to be anonymous in the first place. So it is what it is, fams. He said he also didn't put any of this information in the DD5. So he didn't put any of this information in the DD5. The DD5 is basically where you have to put the information for the primary investigator. So whoever the primary detective is on the case, if you want them to get the information and if you want the DA to get the information, basically you put it in the DD5. Everybody shares that. He said that he did not put this information in the DD5 either, just so we could be clear. Remember what the defense is here. We had somebody the other day say that everybody tries to use this particular defense. Yes, everybody tries to use this particular defense, but that doesn't mean that it's never going to be successful. The defense isn't successful, obviously, if it doesn't apply. But just because other people attempted to use this particular defense, it doesn't mean that it doesn't apply in this situation. And the defense is that the police never looked for a different alternative suspect, while at the same time they really didn't have any information pointing to our client. And that's what the defense is trying to say. And that's why every time you see these police officers or whoever the hell get up there and they're busy asking them questions, every time they say that they don't remember a thing, that especially a thing that will be directly pointing at the particular suspect, saying this is the what reason why he's a suspect, that helps the defense's case, or at least it's supposed to help the defense's case. So this is not a win when the prosecution, when the pardon me. So it's not a win when the people understand or ask questions like, you know, that would lead to them saying this is why we believe this person is a suspect, and they can't answer any of them at all. And these are the people that were investigating the case. It just looks bad. I don't know what else to tell you. In any regard, in my opinion, obviously that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. In any regard, the detective says that he didn't get a number from Detective Smith. So apparently there's a Detective Smith. He said that he didn't get the lady's number from Detective Smith. Apparently he doesn't know how he got on the phone with this person. Basically, they can't even ascertain how he even got on the phone with this person, just so we can be clear. He says his notations with timestamps, and he doesn't know why. He has notations with timestamps that he took, but he doesn't have the slightest idea why he has these timestamps and these notations. He doesn't have the slightest idea. He couldn't be bothered to find out. In any regard, they said an anonymous witness gave a description of the shooter in the cars in the vicinity. So there was an anonymous witness that gave a ton of descriptions and everything else. Basically the description which was given is the individual is about 5'8" to 5'9", average build. There was a Lexus in the area with New York plates, and there was also a silver minivan. He says that he believes that he looked for the cars. I don't think that he was able to find the cars, is what he was saying, but he believed he looked for the cars. He said he did not review video, and he says that he thinks that he told the detective, but he doesn't necessarily remember. So yeah, so there's a lot going on here with this particular guy. He is one of the main detectives. He's the CI detective, and I'm not sure why they had him specifically need to come up to say, because another thing he said is that when he contacted his CIs to try to get information, let me put my book in my bag real quick. When he contacted his CIs to try to get information, none of them had any information. So when he contacted his CIs to be like, yo, look, there's a thing going on. Do y'all know anything that happened? None of his CIs were able to help. 0 of his CIs. Also, if anybody wants to buy me this coffee this afternoon, I'm 100% up for some coffee. We down here in Manhattan. They got the 7-Eleven out here. So, 100% on some coffee. If anybody want to buy me some coffee this afternoon. So, they have the detective. It seems like these guys don't know anything, constantly don't know anything. One of the dudes, peoples just walk past. I never know if anybody would like to get on camera or not and voice their opinion. If they ever do, all they got to do is say that they want to talk. I'm always open for it. But you don't never know. You ask people and they get offended sometimes. So as far as I can tell, they have to. You don't only have to put people in place. You have to have a motive. I don't believe that they said that there's an actual motive. I think they're saying that the motive has something to do with a argument over and driving or some shit. But right now they have a situation where they have the CI detectives at the stand. He said that no one told him anything. He said he reached out to his CIs. No one told him anything. They didn't have any information. What's up, my brother? All right. Yo, that always stands if you, just so you know, it always stands if you ever want to. All right. So they have to, the prosecution has to figure out a way to, get all of this information in a viable, reason way and the defense is doing everything they can to make sure that any information that they would deem, you know, harmful to their client doesn't get in. So all I gotta say is this, and this is just in a reference to something real quick. So the detectives consistently get on, and none of them want to own the witness. None of them want to own the witness that called in. Not one of them. I'm curious as to why that's a thing. Curious as to why that's a thing. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. If anybody got an idea, put it in the chat. But I'm curious. I mean, I got a couple of ideas. I just don't want to throw them out there. But I'm curious as to why none of the detectives want to take responsibility for the individual that called in that nobody did a follow-up on. Remember, they have the lady that they're saying wanted to be an anonymous witness one moment. The next moment, they're saying she didn't want to be an anonymous witness. Then you got this guy that get up on the stand and he says, well, he deemed her as an anonymous witness, but he's not sure why. So there's a lot going on here. Any questions? Put it in the chat. Any questions? That was dope. One of the court officers from a different trial that we was in was actually being a court officer in there, and she got a promotion. So salute to that. I always like to see people. I like to see everybody winning, but it always makes me feel good when people that are nice to me are winning. People that have been nice and kind to me. I'm guessing that those idiots came over here and tried to and make my name bad, and so those people, they know me. So somebody was probably like, "Yo, we know that guy." That's what I think happened, at least. That's a good chance that happened. Somebody was like, "Yo, we know that guy." Somebody came over here, because remember, they said they came down here to try to get all of the people that work in the building to hate me or some shit. But they know me over here and they fuck with me. So 9 times out of 10, they tried to come down here and do that shit. And somebody was like, "Wait, hold on, you heard about blase blah yakety smackety?" Somebody was like, "Yeah, we know that guy. He's cool." God is good, fam. Jesus is king. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I don't want to hold y'all. It's a short day today. Day is over. They come back at 2. They come back at 2 to do a little bit more over something else, 2:30. That's a long time from now. But if y'all buying lunch, I'll stay out here. That's a long time from now. But if y'all buying lunch, I'll stay out here. We'll stand around for a minute. They showed his autopsy photos, fam. Copy? Get Right said, they said when they got to the crime scene, there was no blood in the car. That's what we said. What's the we saying? Have y'all ever seen a nigga that got shot? Y'all watch too many movies, fam. People get shot and people don't bleed out like that when they get shot, fam. Y'all watch too many movies, fam. That's all I can say. For all y'all people that think as soon as somebody gets shot, they just dripping and blood is flying everywhere, that's not the way it works. It don't work like that when you get stabbed either. It only works like that if somebody hits a major artery. That's the only time you see somebody bleeding out like that. It don't work like that. What's wrong with y'all? You never seen somebody, if you see somebody get shot up close, you'll understand why what you're saying don't make no sense. You don't get shot and then all of a sudden blood squirting everywhere. They just do that for the movies. That's what you think happens? What's up, my brother? That's what you think happens? You think a nigga gets shot and then blood is squirting everywhere? Like it's a damn... Ah, man, I forgot the guy's name. He did all of the great horror, like for The Thing and shit like that. What up, Mind, Body, and Soul? Yeah, it don't work like that. Y'all just got too many people that ain't never, and I'm not shooting at you, but I'm just saying there's too many people that ain't never, like, never even been in situations that they just talk. They don't know what they talking about. It's not the way that works, man. I'm dying laughing over here. What's up with this expanded community having a problem with? You talking about that Mexican radio station over there in California that calls themselves the biggest hip hop news radio station over there, and they don't have not one show that has a black DJ? You talking about those guys? We're not concerned with what those guys is talking about. We know why they wasn't invited. Same reason why the game wasn't invited. We don't invite people we don't like, fam. It's not even nothing personal. We don't like you, we don't invite you. We invite people we like. It's nothing personal. I keep trying to tell y'all that's the way kings move. That's the way kings move, fam. All these other people, you know, we don't invite people we don't like, fam. Nothing personal. Not mad at them. Don't want no revenge. We don't like you. They don't like them dudes for them reasons I just explained to you. But they did have a Mexican artist perform. So Mexico was represented. There was a Mexican artist that performed. So Mexico was represented. All right? It is what it is. But they said that the brother talked to a CIO, what the fuck? A FIO. They said the brother spoke to a FIO. That's all I could say. The other officer said that he took him to the FIO to talk to him. That's dope. Anybody want to buy me coffee? I'm accepting. That's what they said. And then that dude right there just got on the stand and explained what a FIO is. That's not good. I don't know what to tell you. Remember, when the police actually do have snitches, sometimes, and I'm not saying they have one. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just explaining something so you can understand what the defense is trying to do. The defense is saying, let's say for one split second, that, you know, the defense is saying whether my client is guilty and or innocent, you have to explain to us how you did the investigation on the case. Because your explanation of how you investigated the case is basically how you're going to be able to explain to the jury why this person is innocent or why this person is guilty without just saying that person said it. So when they can't have explanations for why they got from point A to point B, then that makes it look like they're lying. When sometimes all it is sometimes somebody, they just got their information through snitching. So therefore they can't align point A with point B. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way to do it without saying this person snitched or that person snitched. But now if you got somebody that probably snitched and then you can't use their name because they're ongoing or whatever, for whatever the reason is. So now you have to make up reasons for you to have gotten from point A to point B. So that's basically what's going on. The prosecution, the DA, knows that they can't just put evidence in. So that's why they got all of these police officers and they're walking a lot of evidence in very, very slowly. That's the only way that they're going to be able to use the evidence, because the only reason why they know that this evidence is important sometimes is because somebody told them. So That's what it looks like to me that the defense is trying to do. Make them show why is this information important? Why is this? Why is this that? You know, they're not even trying to disprove stuff as much as they're trying to say, we don't want you to use this particular evidence unless you could explain why it's important, which is fair. Which is fair. So that's what these guys is dealing with. Any other questions? Put it in the chat. Not in no big rush. But that was dope when the court officer recognized me. I mean, I saw it when I came in, but by the time I actually looked over there, it was like, oh shit, that's homegirl. I was already like sitting down and shit. I would have walked over there before everything started and said hi. That shit is dope, man. I keep trying to tell you, people recognize me and everything. Fuck with me, man. I'm good at my job. Independent of what anybody else thinks about it, I'm good at my job. Any other questions? Come on. I'm not in no rush, but remember, I'm headed home after this. I didn't know it was going to be a short day. Unless y'all buying me lunch. If y'all buying me lunch, I'll stay for the afternoon session. But other than that, I'm at home. Definitely walk too much. 3 Hispanics performed at the pop-up concert. Okay, I only know about 1. Shout out to the fact that 3 did. And you wasn't disagreeing on the thing you was talking about yesterday. I just showed you facts and you told me opinion. So I just told you facts and you showed me opinion. That's all that happened. You wanted me to change my opinion. You wanted me to ignore the fact and go with your opinion. That's all that happened. I'm not one of those pages that talk about my opinion all the time. So whenever y'all want to talk to me, if y'all just only want to talk about opinions, that's not really what I do, because opinion is just arguing. So I don't want to argue. So I don't really like talking about my opinion. We could discuss the facts and then what the facts might mean. I'm fine with that. But just having a random, I feel this way or I feel that way about stuff, I just think that people want to argue. I have a couple of Mexican friends, and as far as I know, I've been invited to every carne asada. They're pretty welcoming. I don't care that they performed. I don't care. I don't care that they performed. I don't care that Spanish Mexicans performed at his thing. I don't care. It's not something I care about. That's something you can care about. I'm not telling you not to care. I'm just saying I don't care. At all. I remember going to jams in the Bronx, and 90% of the music there was Spanish. And then some hip hop music come on. But it's a jam. So I don't know what's this hate for Puerto Rican and Spanish speaking people that you have. I don't know why you hate them so much. I just don't think you should. I think I met a lot of people that speak Spanish of different nationalities that are really good people. I don't see no reason why you hate them so much that you have to come in here every day and talk about how unwanted they are. But no, fuck it, I ain't gonna stop you. I don't got no beef with them, no. at all. Zero beef with them. If anybody else hates the Spanish speaking people, that's your right. I'm not gonna try to convince you different. I just don't align with that sentiment. For all fairness. Got a lot of brothers that speak Spanish that are good people. I got a lot of brothers that don't speak Spanish and they ain't brothers. They just some terrible mofos. So that type of energy. But yeah, you don't gotta like them if you don't want mind, body, and soul. I'm not trying to force you to like them. I see every day you have to come in here and talk about how you don't like them. So I'm assuming this is just a thing for you. In any regard, anything else y'all want to talk about? I really don't want to sit in here and talk about how much she don't like Spanish people. So people that speak Spanish, they really don't care for that, man. With all due respect. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. You can talk about it though. I ain't gonna stop you. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Sheesh. Everyday thing. That's it. We done. No questions.
No sé, ¿no? Pero dice que
I grew up in New York in the 70s and the 80s, man. I probably still wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for some of my Puerto Rican and Dominican brothers and families out there in the world. Probably wouldn't even be alive, man. Court's back today at 2:30. I don't think I'm gonna still be here though. Julio, you said the dude Julio. Yeah, those dudes. Shout out to Mind, Body, and Soul with the $5 drop. Shout out to Mind, Body, and Soul with the $5 drop. I'm not talking bad about these. I'm not talking bad about people, fam. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I am just letting you know. In any regard, these dudes make music about nothing else other than foolishness. You have to expect for the foolishness that they keep repeating to happen to them. So if they constantly making music about killing each other, what do you think is gonna happen? Shout out to Kyra Knowles. If they constantly talking every single day about how much they hate each other, what do you think is gonna happen? So this is the energy people put out into the world. We have to actively stop participating in our own destruction. And part of our destruction is the things that we say. So that's why I try so hard to find nice things to say about strangers, just to people in general. Why I want to be able to say nice things over here, positive things over there. I'm not trying to force nobody to agree with me. Now you just want to argue with me because you don't like Puerto Rican people and Spanish speaking people, and I do. Every day from now on, you're going to come in here and talk about how much you hate Puerto Rican and Spanish people for whatever your reason is. I'm telling you, you can. I'm telling you that I don't have to share your sentiment. Now you mad at me because I don't hate Puerto Rican and Spanish speaking people along with you? That's crazy. And if I don't agree with you, What are you talking about? Why won't I let shit go? You came in here and said 3 Hispanic people performed at the concert, not disagreeing. Why did you say not disagreeing? If you weren't also still talking about our previous conversation. Are you gaslighting? I don't know. Then you said, it seems like a lot of NDAs don't understand that's our Independence Day. I don't see us included in theirs. So you literally brought the topic up, and then you said, why am I talking about it? It sounds like gaslighting to me. It sounds like gaslighting, but you know, I just think you feel a need to come in here and speak bad about people that speak Spanish every day. I think that's just something that you want to just do. Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm not arguing with you in no way whatsoever. You just trying to argue with me. Look, I'm nuts now. You're trying your hardest to argue with me. I'm not doing any arguing. Zero arguing with you. I read pretty well. You're saying what the Mexican podcast said. Oh, now you're telling me that's what the Mexican podcast said? You didn't say that's what the Mexican podcast said previously. You typed it out like that's what you said. Sounds like gaslighting. So you wanted me to know information that you didn't give me? So what you thought I was supposed to do, assume it? So I was supposed to know information that you didn't give me. And because I did not know information that you didn't give me pertaining to what you were saying, now I'm nuts. No, I get it. This is what people do to me. They just gaslight me the whole entire conversation. No, I get it. I see what you're doing. You're just gaslighting everything. You're just saying things and then telling me I'm supposed to be saying things. And no, I get it. I mean, I'm paying attention. You could have came in here and not said that comment. You just decided you was gonna bring that up. I don't know why. So you don't have to tell me that you don't like them if all you want to do is talk about how they're not welcome in hip hop. All you want to do is talk about how they're not welcome in hip hop. We had a whole conversation about it the other day where you were saying a whole bunch of shit that I proved to be factually incorrect. You said Melly Mel started hip hop music. Hip hop, what's up, my brother? All right. You said Melly Mel started hip hop music. The first hip hop jam was thrown in 1973 by Kool Herc. You were wrong. Remember? I mean, I remember the video is still up. You said I was trying to force you to think the way that I think because I was telling you things that proved your opinions to be wrong, and it was just facts. Thank you. You was there too, right, Kyra? Appreciate you. So I didn't do anything. You're just pretending like I'm doing something. Right now, you're going to tell people I'm angry, right? Like I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm yelling. Oh, this guy is so unbelievable. So unbelievable. I haven't been here. I don't like Hispanics. I'm talking about the podcast you must didn't watch. So not today, the previous day, and I mean the video is still up, just so we can be clear. I'll tell you what video I'm talking about. The video where I said why they trying to erase Hispanics from hip hop. That's all the video said. Why they, that was the title. Why they trying to erase Hispanics from hip hop. That was the title of the video. So in that video, you came in there and tried to argue with me that Hispanic people wasn't there at the creation of hip hop, correct? Because that's what you was doing. So after going back and forth with you for maybe an hour, I then went and showed actual proof to what I was saying. It just discounted what you were saying. So now you're mad at me. I haven't done anything. I haven't said anything wrong to you, and I haven't done anything. So all you want to do is talk about how Hispanic people aren't welcome in hip hop. That's not a lie. All you want to do is talk about how Hispanic people aren't welcome in hip hop, right? So, what would make me think you don't dislike them? It sounds to me like you dislike them. We're not even talking about hip hop and Spanish people, but you just brought that up today. Hey, Shabrim, were you in here the other day when Mom Body and Soul was talking about how she didn't want Hispanic people in hip hop, or Hispanic people had nothing to do with the creation of hip hop, or whatever she was talking about? Because apparently she's pretending like she never had that conversation. Was you in here? I'm curious. Was anybody else in here? Was I the only one in here when that happened? It couldn't have just been me and her. It couldn't have just been me and her. Anybody else remember this happening? But once again, it's okay if you don't like Hispanic people. And it's okay if you feel like every single day I have a show, you have to come in here and talk about how you don't like them. I'm not a liar. So I'm going to let you go. There you go. I'm not a liar. The video is still up. You're not going to be able to see her comments because I just kicked her. But the video was still up. That's all she was doing. She just want to talk about how she don't like Hispanic people. So I'll say something. Yeah, she bugging. So I'll say something, and all she want me to do is try to get me to agree with her something negative about Hispanic people. Then they're going to make videos saying I hate Hispanic people, which is crazy. Because I don't hate any people. That's all they trying to do. They trying to get me to say something where I speak negative or say something about something so they could then blow it up and make it seem like I'm doing something I'm not doing. That's all. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. She was going to be a nuisance forever. She was just trying to get kicked. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Yeah, no, she only gave a donation so she could ask for it back. Yeah, agent. No, she only gave the donation so she could ask for it back. That was the only reason why she gave it. You understand? She gave a donation and then insult me. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's a fact. If anybody else want to donate, y'all all free, by the way. Let's get some $5 drops going. If I get lunch, I'm going to stay for the afternoon show. If not, the afternoon show. If I get lunch, I'm going to stay for the afternoon. If not, I got to go home to get lunch. So those are the two options. What y'all want to do? I still got a little bit of time on the phone. I'm in no rush. Yeah, that was crazy. Nah, but that's what they do. They come in here and they're always doing some weirdo shit. You understand what I'm saying? Come on. Anybody else want to get kicked? Yeah, shit to do with an opinion. Remember the other day when somebody was busy trying to tell me that Melly Mel created hip hop, and I told them Melly Mel didn't create hip hop? They wanted to get into an argument with me and said that I disrespected Melly Mel because I didn't believe he created hip hop. Melly Mel's first song came out in 1982. The first jam that was thrown by Kool Herc in the Bronx at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue happened at 1973. So how in the hell, what's up, my brother? All right. So how in the hell could Melly Mel have started hip hop? So they just lied. And then they said, tell her when there was any Hispanic people, Spanish speaking people in hip hop. And then I started naming people and she said they don't count. So this had nothing to do with opinion, fam. This is just somebody coming into my chat saying something that they knew was factually incorrect, knowing that I would not never stand on that shit. And then what they wanted to do was then make it seem like this lie was their opinion, or this thing that they were saying that was factually incorrect was an opinion. That's it. So whatever level of intelligence you want to denote to her, denote it. You going over here like this guy's trying to stand in front of where I was fucking pacing. What the fuck? We ain't doing that, fam. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I told you this shit don't got nothing to do with opinions, man. These people want to force me to say shit on the internet that's not true. That's it. They just want me to get on the internet and lie. That's it. It don't got nothing to do with opinions. Check out the movie Beat Street. Yeah? Nah, that's too much. I like them a lot more petite than that. What else you want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Breaking. If you go look at any of the dance crews from the 70s and from the 80s, a majority of them were Puerto Rican, fam. A majority of the dance crews from the 70s and the 80s were Puerto Rican. They were not black. So that's what I keep trying to explain to people. If y'all understood how much bigger other aspects of hip hop was, you would stop thinking that the only thing hip hop is rap. When that shit was being started, I promise you, dance was way higher. People dancing was way higher on the list of shit in hip hop. Graffiti, way higher on the list than just rapping. That's what y'all don't get. Y'all think it was hip hop is only rap. Y'all think that that's it. It's not. Graffiti, high up on the list. Because everybody was graffitiing, fam. Everybody was tagging. You understand? Them niggas was going down. The big dogs, like the people who was doing it for real, the dudes that was known citywide, they was going down to the train yards and they was tagging the whole train, fam. A lot of these dudes was not black. That was a big deal. A lot of the best dancers, most of the dancers and everything, the break dancers, the big dudes, the niggas that was known, the people that, there was niggas that was in almost every early video. They were not black. This is what I keep trying to explain to y'all. So yes, we rap, right? We've been the voice of hip hop. This is without question. But there were other people there when hip hop was being created, other than just black people. We don't own it the way people try to say we own it. All right? You know, did you understand the Caribbean freaking influence in hip hop is incredible? The Caribbean influence. So that's not just, you know, that's, no, there's a lot of islands out there. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be mindful. So there's a big influence, and it wasn't only just black people. And then on top of that, hip hop came from the Bronx. Let's just be honest. That's where the majority of it was cultivated at, in the Bronx. If you've been to the Bronx, if you've been to the Bronx in the 80s, you've been to the Bronx in the 70s, the majority of the Bronx was not black. We still had a shitload of the freaking, not Dutch, but we still had a shitload of Irish in the Bronx at that time. Like, so people don't even know what they talking about. They just talking. They just talking. You understand? They trying to get me to argue with them, and I won't argue with them, so they try to tell you that I have to accept their opinion. Well, yeah, I can accept that your opinion is wrong, because you're having an opinion on a fact and it doesn't line up with the fact. So therefore, your opinion can be wrong if you have an opinion and there's a fact that already exists and your opinion goes contrary to what the fact is saying. You can have an incorrect opinion about a thing because that's what people don't use opinions like they used to. An opinion is what tastes better, chocolate or vanilla ice cream. An opinion isn't whether water is wet or not. An opinion isn't whether the sun shines or not. Those are just things that are based in fact. And an opinion isn't whether concrete is hard or not. Those are things that are based in fact. Y'all guys decide to have opinions on things that just run contrary to something that we already know to be a fact. Don't nobody got to respect that shit. Don't nobody got to respect your delusion. Don't nobody got to respect your mental health problems. I'm not saying she got a mental health problem. I'm saying generally I think it's a mental health problem if you can see something, know something to be a fact, but then you still align yourself up with an opinion that's contrary to what is the known, researchable, easily to understand, finding fact. Obviously, you got to have a mental health disorder. Bad, fam. Was you in the chat, Kyra, when I was showing the information, proving myself to be right? And then she was like, oh, I'm just leaving out of here. Like, I have a bad attitude or like I did something wrong. No, you said I was incorrect about something. So I showed you some facts to back up my position. You should have tried to send me to some facts to back up yours. How about that? Anyway, what else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. That person. Told you that person was going to hate me forever. Told you. For some strange reason, people feel like I have to think what they think. And if I don't think what they think, then that means that I got to go. They got to kill me. I got to be exorcised off the planet if I don't think what they think. So basically, most of my bullshit ass interactions is basically just people trying to say that I have to think what they think. Them thinking it ain't enough. I want to know why it's so important for these people, to these people, that I think what they think. Because what they do is try to attack a fact that I have or an opinion that I have, and then they claim that I'm not allowing them to have an opinion. When in reality, they're attacking me.
Have a cigarette for dollar, please?
So they attack me and then play victim. You see what she just did? That's all I do. I only can speak with facts. What else can I speak with? I only can speak with facts. Anytime I come in here and I tell y'all what I think about something or how I like something or dislike something, they come right in with all of the bullshit ass arguing. So all I can really do is talk about facts. I don't really talk about nothing else. I don't talk about nothing. What else I talk about? Talk about nothing else. Now she just sent me $12 more. I don't know why. Is it another insult? I'm gonna go look and see if I can see what it says. Probably another insult. I don't be having time for this. I'm a unblock her for a second. I don't be having time for this, fam. I'm gonna unblock her because I can't read what she wrote in the damn thing. I don't be having time for this. No, none of us got time for this, man. Maybe I got the names mixed up. Maybe it's a different person that actually sent the donation. I unblocked it though. Nobody got time for this though, man. Yeah, whenever I tell them to tell me where I'm wrong about something, they can't never say where I'm wrong about anything. Ever. I'll be like, all right, tell me where I'm wrong. She says, stop lying. What am I lying about? Oh, man, that person. I literally just told y'all exactly what happened, and they text me, don't stop lying. I told you, there's something wrong with these people. I told you there's something wrong I don't know what it is. They just feel like whatever they think, I have to think the same thing. I don't know why. I enjoy having things that I think that other people don't. I enjoy being an individual. I'm not giving that shit up. What the hell? I enjoy being an individual. I enjoy being my own self. I'm not giving that up. You niggas is insane. Y'all want to be a part of a collective. I don't really care to. If I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. I'd much rather be Mad Max from the World Warrior than to be one of those people that have a ton of people to. I'd rather be the freaking unnamed. What's that dude Clint Eastwood played in all those movies? He had the no name gun shooter guy. I forgot what they called him though. I'd rather be that guy. Yeah, I try my best because I don't want to argue. And the easiest way not to argue is to have facts with you. So I grew up with a lot of narcissists. And one of the things with narcissists is never talk to them about your emotions. Never talk to them about what you think about something. Whenever you talk to narcissists, you got to just tell them shit that you can quantify. This is quantifiable. That is quantifiable. That is quantifiable. So that's the way you got to deal with narcissists. They're not going to talk about the subject though. They're going to drop the subject damn near immediately and start talking about other shit that don't matter. But that's how you got to deal with narcissists. I promise you though, they're going to drop the subject like damn near immediately. And they're going to start talking about other shit that don't matter. Yeah, but that's how you got to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Just facts. Just be ready. Facts. I should just know, like, let's say I know you an asshole, right? And so I know I'm going to be around you for a certain amount of time at a place. So I already know whatever the BS is that you're about to talk about. So I'll just make sure that I know what the fuck I know. So a lot of times there'll be weirdos like that I know, like especially when I was growing up. And that's another reason why I just know a lot of facts. I would just learn a lot of facts about whatever I think that person is going to try to lie to me about. You understand what I'm saying? So then once they start lying, then I'm just like, I'll sit there, I let them do their whole lie. So now I understand where they're coming from, I understand what they're trying to do. You understand? So I used to do that all the time. That's another reason why my family, they don't really talk to me. Like, they don't talk to me. They know they can't come talk to me crazy. They know they can't just say anything to me. Because they don't know if I've done research this shit already. And it's because I've done, yes ma'am. No ma'am. No, I don't smoke. You notice how people constantly ask me if I smoke every single time I'm outside? This only happens when I'm on the live, man. Ain't asking nobody else. Ain't asking nobody else. Ain't asking nobody else. Just walking around. And the same thing with the last guy. Just walking around. They ain't asking nobody else. They just send people to harass me every time they see me outside. That's all. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Right. I did not do a live on the pastor. You know what? I need to just get some 10-minute videos out there to y'all. For real, for real. I need to get some 10-minute videos out there to y'all. So I want to do a little bit more research on exactly what they're doing with dude. But I just want y'all to be clear. That dude is snitching. I don't care what nobody say. That dude, he a whole pastor. He got caught doing some shit he wasn't supposed to do. I promise you he's snitching on people. I promise you. Because people like him is actually ungrateful. People like him, I think he probably snitching. That's just my opinion. After we look at the case, I'll tell you what I think. But somebody asked me about the guy. I want to say something to be clear. They want the freaking mayor. The Democrats want to be able to, his own party, want to be able to attack the mayor. They want him up out of there. Because remember, they tricked him into making this a sanctuary city. And when they tricked him into making this a sanctuary city, that created all of our immediate problems we have now. And then he tried to go to Washington to get the money from Biden. And then all of a sudden, they got him on some kind of SA charges. So they trying to get him up out of there. So they probably offered dude a great deal. And that's the only reason why I think he's snitching. Because they probably offered him a great deal. Because he was running around talking about how he was this for the mayor and he was that for the mayor. And we already know he up to no good. So there's no telling what they offered him. They went after Trump, man. I'm telling you. It's his own party. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. I know he a goofball, but I can't be but so mad at him right now. Because all he did was paint himself in the corner when now he don't have no friends. What he needs to do is just swallow his pride and turn over a new leaf and go over there and be on whatever the fuck Trump is on and just stop being on what the Democrats is on because they screwed him over. The only reason why I could believe why he won't do that is if they just had too much evidence against this nigga and he doesn't want to get prosecuted by these guys that prosecuted Trump. That's it. Other than that, other than him thinking they might come after him, I think the mayor needs to just cut his ties with, because also the Democrats hate the police anyway, right? So you the mayor that's supposed to be the mayor for the police. The fuck are you out here liking the Democrats? That don't make no sense. The Democrats want all of the migrants in the city. They don't want to give nobody no good raises, like that work at the municipalities, like our teachers, our shit like that. And at the same time, just so we can be clear, they want to ship all of the money they can to all of the other countries in the world, and they want to give all of the money that's left over to the migrants. So he needs to make his stand. If he want to if he want to have an opportunity, a chance to be mayor again, he needs to just make a stand. That's it. Look, we tired of this bullshit. And just go up there and do a whole entire WWE thing, like what AOC tried to do. She's a dub. She ain't gonna win. You see how she went out there the other day and AOC tried to say all of those different unions? Like she was like, this union, that union, this union. Nah, we don't believe you. AOC is the worst. You ever heard her talk? Like she's one of those people that you really gotta be like, she lucky she pretty. For real, for real. But I don't think she's that pretty. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's pretty, but to be able to get elected to a position that you don't even know what the fuck you doing, she ain't that pretty. How the hell did that happen? She ain't that pretty. I'm pretty sure her and Ice Spice could have some really riveting conversations. That's what I mean. Let's be honest with you. Shout out to Ice Spice. You had to take a hit for the team on that one. But That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they had some riveting conversations over there, really intellectuals. So yeah, so Amir screwed, and he screwed because he believed the Dems, and then the Dems left him with the bags. It is what it is. See, people just say they're a Democrat in order to win the election when they know that it's a place where there's a lot of minorities. So that's all you got to do is say you're a Democrat. That's it. It don't matter what your actual policies are. Say you're a Democrat, come out, speak out against, whatever, call everything white supremacist. That's it. Try to make it seem like your opinions are more important than facts. Democrats love doing that. Democrats' opinions are way more important than facts. They love doing that. That's how come all of you niggas got jabbed up. All of y'all got the jab because opinions was more important than facts. You got people that died alone in their home. You have old people that died of loneliness because the Democrats said that their opinion was more important than facts. I want y'all to hold on to that for a moment. You got old people that died of loneliness, man, because the Democrats told people that their opinions was more important than facts. Dude said he came up in thin air about the whole 6 feet apart thing. That was a whole thin air thing. He was just sitting there and said, you know what? What about 6 feet apart? That was just some imaginary shit he thought of. He said that. But you had everybody adhering to this shit. The mask thing. They said the mask shit was bullshit. They said that the mask can't even keep out the smell of a fart. How the hell is it going to keep out a whole bacteria? That don't even make sense. So this is the type of time. You understand what I'm saying? So so y'all rock with the Democrats, I don't. I think the Democrats are mostly race baiters. I'm tired of hearing about white supremacy. I want to hear about what we doing with all of that money y'all giving away. And why ain't none of it coming to the hood? That's what I want to hear about. Y'all, and don't say y'all just want to get votes. Well, Ukrainian people ain't voting for y'all. They getting all the money. Maybe we should stop voting for y'all too, you rat bastards. How about that? I haven't seen any migrant make a damn vote yet for you guys, but they getting all the money. Maybe we should stop voting for you guys. Maybe that's the only way that y'all guys start sending us money. So black people, stop voting for Democrats. That's the only way to get the Democrats to send you money. If you vote for the Democrats, they ain't gonna send you shit. They gonna vote against every type of monies that could come your way. They gonna vote against it. And now I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of y'all might not know about. 2 years ago, when they were talking about reparations in California, the NAACP came out and said that California shouldn't give their residents reparations. What they should do is give all of the money that they're going to give to reparations to the NCAA and NAACP, and then the NCAACP will then decide what to do with the money. So don't give the money to the residents, because that's what they were saying in California. They're going to send reparations to the... Go check this out if you don't believe me. Google exists. They were saying, yo, so we're going to give reparations to the people. They was writing up bills and everything to get signed. And the NAACP stepped in. The Democrats stepped in and said, nah, don't give it to the citizens. Don't send everybody a check. Send us all the money, because black people won't know how to spend it. This is a fact. NAACP for y'all. All of these different organizations that was put together to help black people. I better stop drinking the Kool-Aid, fam. Go look it up. You don't got to take my opinion for it. You go look it up. Y'all do know I don't talk about anything unless I research it first, right? Like, I don't talk about anything unless I research it first. Anything. That's why when y'all come here and y'all ask me about stuff that I don't know, I just ask you questions, because I haven't researched it yet. So I don't talk about nothing I didn't research. So that's something I researched that I'm telling you. That type of time. Copy? They better start voting with some intelligence. That's all I'm saying. Stop voting with emotion. Stop voting for emotion. Y'all voting because that you like the way that person talks. Okay, y'all like the way Biden talk. What, that stutter? It just that's what does it for you. The whole muttering. That's what does. Every time Biden mutters, you just can't control yourselves over this. Is that what's happening? Sheesh. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna get home. It's a good day today. They got a lot of stuff that they supposed to be doing in the afternoon. I'm sitting over here. I'm like, shit, I should wait. Let's go get a coffee, and then I'll decide. Go get a coffee. I don't know. No, we headed to the crib. I don't know. I'm just gonna miss the afternoon shit. We just gonna miss the afternoon stuff. Anything else y'all wanna ask? Anything at all? All right, I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. I'm gonna go to this bathroom. Nope, so I gotta go all the way through the building. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. Alpo case. Real quick wrap up. I'm walking to the store. Real quick wrap up in the Alpo case. So basically, they had a FOI officer take the stand today. He said a couple of things I was interested in, but the most interesting thing he said was what he actually does. And what he actually does is he's in charge of the confidential witnesses. And just so we can be clear, when they said Daniel Parker was taken into custody on December 1st for a traffic infraction, basically there was something wrong with his license plate. They said that when he was taken into custody, that the FIO officer in a particular building, I think it was the 32nd building, asked to speak to him. Also, they made a point to say that he was really well known at that particular precinct. Sheesh. Also, he was really well known at that particular precinct. So I found that interesting. Whatever you want to do with it. But if somebody is snitching, that would make sense why some of the police information is all fucked up. Because they didn't do, basically, when you have a person that's snitching and you get the information, you got to work backwards. They didn't work backwards. They didn't work backwards from Z all the way to A. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what basically you have to do when you have a snitch. Because unless that person is going to get on the stand and say what they know, you have to be able to align the evidence up so you get to, that conclusion. So therefore, you got to work backwards from the solved problem to the unsolved equation. And they didn't do that, or maybe they didn't do that as well as they thought they did it. I don't know. But it seems like there's one major issue that the defense stays on. And that major issue that the defense stays on is basically that the police didn't try to even look for other candidates for this particular crime. And so therefore, they didn't do their due diligence. So they wasn't trying to actually solve the crime. So therefore, the only reason why they're saying that their client is even on trial is because the police didn't look for anybody else. So this kind of lends to a lot of that. If they can't have reasons for saying that they, have this man on trial, if none of the police officers remember anything, nobody took down any notes, nobody don't know anything, that kind of, hurts the case that they did their actual due diligence or not. It kind of makes it look like they kind of didn't, maybe. In any regard, I love y'all. Everybody have a beautiful day. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. Very sad to say that we had to kick the Mind, Body, and Soul today. I don't know why she thinks I have to change my opinion on what she thinks. And I don't know why she thinks I have to change facts to align with her opinion. I don't have the slightest idea. But yeah, I'm not going to want you to be in here every day if the only reason why you're coming in here is to argue with me about some shit that I damn near don't care about, including whatever racist thing that was on her mind. I'm not 100% sure where she was trying to go with it. Anyway, with that being said, love all of y'all. Everybody have a blessed day. I'm out.